So, okay, let's talk about mental energies. Broadcast messages. A broadcast message is an energy that's continually being sent out from the body to other people. And we have three-dimensional therapy to thank for this. Okay, this came from them. They discovered this. This can influence your ability to form and keep relationships and can attract right or wrong people, etc. And a new broadcast message can be installed if needed. So you see this guy's got it's like he's got a sign on his back that says, "Kick me." Okay? Mm-hmm. So, you want to see how this works? Yes. All right. Raise your hand if you think you might have one of these. Okay. Come on up. Yeah. So there's really two types of these. There are command messages and descriptive messages, we find. So what you do is you identify the wording and release it with 3 rolls up the governing meridian. So a command message would be like this one, "Kick me." Okay, right? A descriptive message would be more like you're broadcasting something like, "I'm a jerk." You know, "I'm an idiot." You're saying that out to everybody. Or it might be, "I'm easy." Yeah. So you start attracting all kinds of sleazy people. Not you, you know, I mean, just talking in general, right? Sorry. You ready? Yeah. My name is Carol.
My name is Carol.
Okay, so let's test, and she's good. My name is Bob.
My name is Bob.
Okay, she's testable, no problem, got our baseline. So do you have a negative broadcast message that we can clear? And the answer is what? She does have one. So let's ask, is this a command type of broadcast message? No. So it's more descriptive, okay? So she's probably describing herself and sending that out to people. Now, here's what I like to do with people. If we are starting to find one of these, I like to ask them if they have any idea what it might be. Because she's closer to her subconscious mind than I am, and it may pop into her head, and she might be able to describe it to us.
Well,
Do you have any idea what it might be?
that I'm unworthy.
That you're unworthy? Okay, let's try that. Oftentimes, if you ask the client, it can shorten it a lot because they'll probably have an idea. Let's find out. So is that the message? What was it again?
Unworthy.
I'm unworthy. Is it I'm unworthy? No. How about I'm bad? Oh yeah, I'm bad. Now, there might be some more words to this, and we like to get it exact. Okay. So let's ask: are there any more words to this, or is it more descriptive than this? No. So it's just Is it I'm bad with the apostrophe? Is it I am bad without the apostrophe? No. See how specific it is? It's I'm bad. So you're sending that out to people, and that's not a good thing, right? Do we need to know more about this thing? No. So that means there's probably nothing else attached to it. You know, her body says, yeah, go ahead and release it. So here we go. But there could be something attached to it. So it's a good idea to ask if you need to know more. So we're rolling up. This is one of the only cases where you roll up and we're releasing this. You can think of it as being just going right out the top. I don't know how many rolls that was, but I think we're done. You ready? Let's take a look. So now, did we release that negative broadcast message from you? Yes, we did. Okay. So are you still broadcasting I'm bad out there? No. So you can also ask then if you need to install a positive one to take this one's place. Sometimes you do. Sometimes you don't. You just never know. So do we need to install a positive broadcast message in place of that one? And her body says what? Yeah. So now her subconscious mind is going to know exactly what it wants for this. And so what we have to do is figure out. It might be just the opposite of what she had. I'm good. Hopefully it'll be that easy, right? I don't know. So here we go. So, okay, so what does your subconscious mind want for your positive broadcast message? Let's have you stand a little bit forward. There we go, so these guys can see you better. Is it I'm good? Is that what it is? Oh yeah, we got lucky on that one. Cool. Do we need to add any other words to that? No. So she just wants to change I'm bad to I'm good and send that out instead. Face that way. All right. So now we roll down to install this new one, right? Now she's going to be sending this message out. Okay, we roll down to install the new one, up to throw out the old one. You ready? Here we go. So now let's ask, are you broadcasting a message, I'm good? She's broadcasting that now. Are you broadcasting a message, I'm bad? No. So we just fixed that, see? So That's basically how this is done. Thank you. I think I need a hug for that. Awesome. All right, awesome. Let's move along. So, and again, okay, thanks, Connie. You can ask, do we need to install a positive broadcast message? And if so, you can identify it. And the subconscious knows what it wants. Often it's the opposite, but not always. And to install, you roll down 3 times, okay? All right. Images. An image is the energy of a mental picture, okay? A mental picture can be lodged anywhere in the energy field. You can think of an image like this as being like the energy of a trapped emotion, okay? It's an energy, a discrete energy somewhere in the body. Could be anywhere. It doesn't have to be in the brain. It can be anywhere in the body. And the subconscious will attempt to fulfill that image. So if you've got a picture in your mind of something, like let's say, for example, this is something that I figured out on a patient of mine that was trying to lose weight. And we were working, and finally figured out she had an image like this in her mind. And I've seen patients where sometimes they'll have an image of themselves in a wheelchair. And you got to clear that, or they're not going to get out of their wheelchair, or they'll end up in one. Does that make sense? Because the subconscious mind is a goal-seeking computer, okay? The subconscious is a goal-seeking computer, and you've got to try to figure out if it's seeking the wrong kinds of goals. And if you have an image like this, it'll try to seek that as a goal. An image will direct your behavior and attract negativity to make sure that this image comes true, okay? So you can ask, do we need to know more about this image? If no, release it. And if yes, find any necessary information. Ask what the image is. Is it of you? Is it of someone else? When it occurred? What the emotional symbolism is. So, you want to see how this is done? Okay, let's take a look. So, raise your hand if you think you might have an image intuitively. Well, I'm just testing, who'd be the best person. So, it's not about me. I'm just, trying to pick on you here. Okay, yeah, way back there in the white shirt. Yeah. Yep, you. Thanks, Dutch. I had no idea that you had one of these. When you said, should I bring my whatever with you?
Image with me.
Yeah, your image with you. Yeah, I didn't know what you were talking about. I had no idea. So, okay, you can stand. Hold this arm straight out. Let's check and see what your name is. Your name is Sandy. Sandy. Okay. What's that?
With an IE.
With an IE. All right, here we go. So just resist me for a second. Let's see if you're testable. My name is Sandy.
My name is Sandy.
Okay, just resist now. Hold it. Okay, good. My name is Bob.
My name is Bob.
Says your name is Bob. Yep, there we go. So she's testable, no problem. So let's ask now, do you have an image? Now, can you have positive images? Totally, yeah. Hearth and home, lots of good, you have good images in there too, but those are fine. Do you have a negative image that needs to be released? And what do we get? Yes. We get a yes answer. Okay, so this negative image, what is it? What is this? Now, they can be symbols. They can be real pictures of the person. Is this an image of you? Okay, are you in the image? Yes. And usually it'll be the person. Okay, it's usually an image of the person. And is it you? Are you healthy in this image? Are you healthy in this image? No, not healthy in the image. All right. So in this image, are you? Is it an image of an oxygen? Is it you with oxygen? Is that what it is? Is it an image of you breathing the oxygen? Yeah, it is. Are you in a wheelchair in this image? Yes. Okay. So she's got an image of herself in a wheelchair. She's sick and she's on oxygen. All right. Now, is there more we need to know about this image before we release it? What's your body say? No, that's it. So just a picture, but these can be real powerful, and they can lead to your subconscious mind. I mean, can your subconscious make you sick? Yeah. Your subconscious can make you die. It can make you die. You know the story about the lady that went into the hospital, and she wasn't feeling good, and they ran some tests on her and found out she had this inoperable cancer, and they came back and said, well, we're sorry, you've got about 6 months to live. There's nothing we can do. You need to get, arrange for hospice care and so on. And 6 months later, almost to the day, she died. And after that, later, they found out, they did a records review and found out that her file had been mislabeled, and that actually she was fine. Her tests were all negative, nothing wrong with her. The other lady, probably, when they told her, she's the one that had the cancer, and they probably said, well, we can't find anything. You're fine. Go home. She's probably still alive. But the other one died. Why? Because the subconscious mind, that's how it works. So let's go ahead and release this. You ready? You can just stand right where you are. All right, you ready? Here we go. Now, we could also ask when this occurred. I asked if we needed to know more about it, and their subconscious said no, right? But we could also ask when it occurred. Should we do that? Yeah. It might be kind of fun. So how old are you right now?
77.
77, all right. So let's ask, did this occur earlier than age 40? Yeah, it did. Did you have this image? This image gets developed in your mind prior to age 40? It did. Did it occur prior to age 30? It did. Did it occur prior to age 20? Yes. Prior to age 10? No. So sometime between 10 and 20, she got this image of herself in a wheelchair on oxygen. Maybe back then, at that time, it was just her in a wheelchair. Or maybe back then, maybe at that time, it was just her sick. I don't know.
Could it be inherited?
Could it be an inherited image? Can you inherit an image? Yeah, but this one wasn't inherited because it stopped. It's between, what was it, 10 and 20, I think, right? Yeah. So yeah, this goes back a long way. But see, these can take a long time to manifest, right? So wouldn't it be better to release it? It's too bad we didn't maybe get to it, 40 years ago and release it then, see? And that's why I was telling you yesterday, you never know, you release something from somebody, and you don't know the future. See, in preventive medicine, the old saying is, may you never know what you've prevented. And you're not going to know really what you've prevented until you die, I think. Get to the other side, and then they're going to say, here's the video of all the lives you affected and all the ripple effects from what you did. And it's going to be on a big screen, probably like an IMAX. And you're going to be blown away. So thanks. There you go. You're welcome. Yeah. You ready? You can come down, Lisa.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So, that's really interesting.
So now, can I throw this away?
Can you throw it away? Well, I don't know. Let's see how you're doing. Can you get rid of it? I don't know. You could try, I guess.
I'll try.
Try. If you pass out, you guys be there to catch her in case she passes
Can I
out.
take out my oxygen? I don't need that anymore?
Well, I don't know.
You're supposed to know.
No, I just work here. I don't know. See how you feel. You can try taking it off, and if you topple over, those guys will catch you.
They will?
She has another image? She might have another image. Yeah, it's possible. Does she have another image? I'm getting a no. There are other things. Are there other imbalances that need to be worked on? There are other imbalances that need to be worked on, I think, with you. There's other things going on. It wasn't just that?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't just that. So there's more stuff. So, well, I don't know. See how you feel.
Get some help this weekend?
Can we ask
Well-
how much progress has been made and stabilized?
Okay. We could ask. Let's ask. Are you okay without the oxygen now? Are you okay without it? Not yet. No, not yet. So you better leave that in there. But there's. Get that oxygen going. So you still need that for a while. But can the body get well? Yes. Yeah, it totally can. But so what needs to happen with you is, I think, there just needs to be more work done. There's more happening. Get that stuff cleared out, and then stand back and see what happens. I don't know. You never know, right? You never know. Hold that thought for a minute. Let me share a story with you that illustrates how you never know. I had a woman that came into me one time who had no bladder function. She lost her bladder function 8 years before. She had to wear diapers, right? 8 years before. And I corrected one misalignment down in her low back, right? That's all I did. That night, her bladder function came back. You talk about an excited person. I mean, she was just like bouncing off the ceiling when she came in the next day. Could not believe it. I never would have imagined. I mean, at that point, I never would have imagined that would have happened, because I had all that training that had told me what can't be done, right? Well, nerves don't do this, and you can't do this, and this can't happen, and this can't happen, and you can't possibly do this, and this is impossible, blah, 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 right? well, you throw all that stuff out the window because sky's the limit. You never know, see? But you want to also be wise about stuff and, and be careful. Expect miracles all the time. If you don't get a miracle today, expect it tomorrow. And if you don't expect, and if you don't get one tomorrow, keep expecting, and miracles happen, so it's all right. Okay, let's keep going here. Got to keep rolling here. Okay, memory field, previously known as need to move the past. Now, this is basically what happens is you have this energy field around you, right? And memories are stored not only in your body, but they're also stored in the energy around you. And sometimes what happens is the energy of a specific memory can be stored in the energy field right around you, okay? And sometimes that energy can be stored right in front of you, okay? And so it's like a cloud of energy related to the past in some way. And these are located in the energy field. They usually should be behind the body. They're past memories. It should be behind you. If you think about something too much, it can kind of come around and float right there in front of you. And then that makes it hard to get to the future because you're trying to always move through the past, okay? And so, and we have three-dimensional therapy to thank also for this particular discovery and teaching. And they do it just a little bit differently than this, but basically it's very similar. When they're in front of the body, they can prevent us from progressing and block us from visualizing and creating and fulfilling our goals, okay? So basically what you do is you identify any necessary information, and you correct it by rolling 3 times down the governing meridian while holding an intention to either move the field behind the body or to release it from the energy field, okay, which is more rare, and you can ask about this. Let me tell you one story, kind of an interesting, sort of semi-graphic story, but I had I have a friend who's in his 60s, and he fell in love with this woman and got into a relationship with her, and he called me up, okay, shortly after starting a physical relationship with this woman that he was in love with. And I believe they're married now. But anyway, he called me up and he said he had a problem, okay? And I kind of knew what was going on with him, so I immediately thought, okay, well, it's probably erectile dysfunction or something. And I asked him if that's what it was about, because we're friends and we can talk. And he said, no, that's not it. He said his problem was that when they were having a physical relationship, he could not reach a climax, okay? Couldn't do it. Wasn't happening. And had no problems with ED, but couldn't get there. And so, so I thought, okay, well, let's see if we can figure out what's going on. And what we found was that he had this energy, the energy of a memory, okay, that was right there in front of him. And this particular energy, I found out, was a memory of having intimate relations with his ex-wife, who is a wonderful woman. He'd been divorced for about 8 years, and anyway, so he had this memory of that, right? And so, no problem, just released it 3 rolls down the governing meridian with an intent to release that thing, or actually to move it behind him in that case, and that was it, right? I couldn't find anything else, and so hung up the phone. So the next morning he calls me, right? And I can hear his girlfriend giggling in the background. No kidding. And he's saying, man, whatever you did, thanks, right? So, pretty cool, right? Of course, that was long distance, too, so works in a distance. Okay. Now, you may also want to remove any related emotions from this as well, and I think I don't think we need to go too much into that. I think you know how that would work. It's pretty simple. Will to die, these are energies that are similar to trapped emotions, but specifically about wanting life to be over. So if you get to a point in your life where you just really want to die, okay, you really want to check out and die, even if you only have that emotion, that feeling powerfully, maybe it only lasts for a day or maybe even only an hour or something, it could get stuck in the body. And if it gets stuck in the body, we call it this will to die energy. And these are fairly common, by the way, fairly common. And sometimes it happens, maybe you're extremely humiliated, okay? I think I've seen a few of these where it happens when they're a kid, they wet their pants in school. They want to die, right? And so that gets stuck, and then that affects them. So these can create problems ranging from depression to disease, can be trapped multiple times. Sometimes you'll see multiples of these. And you release it with 3 rolls down the governing meridian. Yes?
I find that will to die, that I find a lot of people picking it up from other people.
Yeah.
That instead of it being their will to die, it's someone else's will to die. Maybe a family member
Yeah, and
they're
that can
close
certainly
to, or a
happen.
friend.
Any of these energies can be absorbed from somebody else. And typically that's the reason why you want to ask, do we need to know more about this? Because what I have found is that if you absorb something like this, or a trapped emotion, or a psychic trauma, or anything, any energetic imbalance like this, if you have absorbed it from somebody else, the subconscious mind will always want you to know that. It'll want you to identify that. So that's why we ask that question, do we need to know more about this? That should always be the last question you ask before you release something, okay? And if the subconscious mind says no, then you're good to go, just release it and move on, okay? Good point, thank you. Okay, now these are energies that are similar to will to die, okay? Similar to trapped emotions, specifically about giving up on life. And these can develop from being depressed or overwhelmed with life or from being in physical or emotional pain, okay? And these can also be trapped multiple times, and they're also released with 3 rolls, okay? So these are pretty easy to do. No will to live. Now, a despair anchor is a little different. This is an energy of some kind of a negative statement, okay? Like, I'm an idiot, or I'm stupid, or I'll never amount to anything, or things like that. And these are perceived as a truth by the subconscious mind, which will seek to verify or fulfill that truth. Does that make sense? All right. And these develop from repeated or severe negative thinking, okay? So what you do is you just determine the exact statement through muscle testing, and it's usually just a few words with these, and then you release it by rolling 3 times down the governing meridian, in this case. So, do you want to see one of these? See how it works? Okay. Hand in the back. Come on up. Some way in the back. Well, that's a good question. The question is, what's the difference between a despair anchor and a negative broadcast message? A broadcast message is something that's actually, the purpose of it is to actually send an energy out to the world of who you are or what you want people to do. Whereas a despair anchor is just something that's kind of internal. It's like an internal statement that's part of your programming code, you know? And these are good to find and get rid of too, see? All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Hi, Tracy. This is Tracy. So say hi to Tracy, everybody. Hi, Tracy. Okay, Tracy, let's ask for a yes here. My name is Tracy. Okay, good. And she's strong. My name is Bob.
My name is Bob.
Okay, and good. She's testable, no problem. Let's ask, do you have a despair anchor that we can release right now? And what's the answer? Yes. Yes, okay. So what do you think this might be about? Do you have any idea?
I'm not smart enough.
Let's check it and see, okay? So do you have a despair anchor? I'm not smart enough. Is that what this is? Well, that was an easy one, right? Sometimes you have to dig for these a little bit, and sometimes your client will have no idea. Then you have to start testing words. Well, does it start with the word I'm or I or whatever, right? And yours is I'm not smart enough? Okay. Now, is that the exact wording of this? Yes, it is, okay. So do we need to know anything more about this? Yes. What was that? Yes, okay, so we need to know more about this. So what do? Well, we go to the body code map, right? Or what we could do is we could just ask if it's a trapped emotion, because that's probably what it's going to be. But, so let's ask, is it a trapped emotion that we need to figure out? And it is. So is it in column A, column B? Column B, is it in an odd row? No. So even rows. Is it in 2 or 4? It's in row 4, column B. So what's the first emotion there? Is it depression? No. Is it frustration? No. Is it indecisiveness? No. Panic? Panic. Trapped emotion of panic. All right? Do we need to know more about that emotion? Yes, we do. Okay, so we'll figure out the age. How old are you right now?
51.
51. Okay, so did this occur earlier than age 30? Yes. Earlier than 20? Yes. Earlier than 10? No. 10 to 20? Did it occur earlier than 15? No. Did it occur around age 16 or 17? 17 years old? Bingo. Panic at 17. So think about what was going on when you were 17, and does that ring, anything come to mind that might have created this?
Well, maybe a breakup of a boyfriend.
Okay, that could be it. Is that what it is? Yep, watch. So is that what created the panic emotion? Yes. So now do we need to know more about this trapped emotion of panic? And what's your body say? No. Okay, so let's go ahead and release it. You ready? Here we go. Let's clear that one. So this is an underlying cause for the what? The despair anchor, I'm not smart enough. And maybe she felt that way about the breakup. I'm not smart enough to hold on to this boyfriend. I don't know. Did you have?
Could be, yeah,
Could be, right?
absolutely.
Could be, she says. Okay, so let's take a look. Now, did we release that trapped emotion? Yes. So do you have a despair anchor, I'm not smart enough? What's your body say now? No. So that releasing the underlying cause, once again, we see how it actually took away, in this case, that negative statement. The statement's just gone, right? Unless she's suddenly become untestable. So let's just throw her a yes. My name is Tracy.
My name is Tracy.
Okay. Did we release that despair anchor, I'm not smart enough, from you? Yes, we did. Cool. That's how it works. You're welcome. Kind of cool, right? You can do this at home, too. Oh, wait. She needs a mic. We're going to go to the next slide. Okay, now,